are,
Hey,
hopefully.
hopefully we're there.
How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's staying safe.
Not sure if it's okay. All right, I think we're live. We had some technical difficulties. But here we are. It says live up in the corner, so that must be what's going on. Um, so welcome to our Free as We'll Ever Be live session with Tina and Craig.
I'm
And
Craig.
we have one person here. Yay. So we're new at this, so we're just going to wait until some people show up besides. Okay. Hi, Connie. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, hope you're doing well tonight, wherever you are.
Yes, we are. This is our first time going live, so we had some technical difficulties. We're sorry for being late. We're working it out. So that's what these sessions are for. Hi, Cindy. Nice to see you virtually.
We're in hot, sunny Williston, Florida. It was 90 degrees today.
90. It's so hot, so fast. And I know some people in the country are freezing right now.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm looking at a picture of Banff on my wallpaper, and it's, snow and autumn colors, and I kind of
Downside
miss
is we
that.
can't go to the beach, though.
Yeah, we can't. Well,
Cool
some people
off.
are going to the beach.
To each their own.
Yeah, apparently some beaches in Florida are busy again, and I
Right.
don't wish to be there, so we're good. We're good. So we're just waiting for a few more people to come in, and when you come in, if you could say hi, that would be great, so we know you're here and know how this whole thing works. We were a little late getting started, so just learning what's going on. Oh, it's hot there too, Cindy, in Arizona. Yeah, I guess it would be. You're past that fun stage of nice, cool desert temperatures. I bet you're ready to get out of there for sure. Hopefully soon. Hopefully we can all get rolling on the road again soon. We're working on it.
I think it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Or at least we're going to wait a little while.
Right.
That's kind of how we're looking at it, to make sure everything's good. But
we're almost in that high risk category.
Speak for yourself. Well, hi, Tracy. Hi, Kathy.
I would hope life is better with me in it.
It is. Absolutely. Okay. And it's our anniversary. Thanks for joining us on our anniversary. Cheers to that.
Happy 18.
Hopefully you all have your glasses or happy hour, except Cindy, I know you're on the West Coast or Pacific time, so lunchtime happy hour. Anytime's happy hour, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So
exactly.
For those just joining, this is our first ever Facebook Live. So we are navigating. Oh, Larry wants to know where our masks are. They're here, but
we're inside.
We're in the RV.
We don't need them.
Yeah. I'm not wearing my mask.
We did earlier today when we took Carter, our one kitty, to the vet. He has a little allergy going on, so he actually had to get a shot.
Yeah, we think maybe he was bit by a mosquito or something on his lip, so he is so mean. I call him Fat Lip Boy or something. Like this,
lips.
Yeah,
lips this, McGee.
Like didn't know cats had lips, but anyway, he just was swollen there, and we take them out on leashes and put them in their tents, and so
they are outside exposed to bugs and stuff like that. And actually the vet even said allergies. So the pollen here is really bad. You can go outside, sit for like 5 or 10 minutes, and your eyes are burning just because the pollen is crazy. So hopefully that'll die down, and then it'll be 100 degrees and the sun will burn it all off. So we're told.
Yeah, so we're told. So that happened today. For those just joining, it's Tina and Craig. We're doing our first Facebook Live, and wanting to answer any questions that you have about RV life, travel, us
National
personally,
parks.
what we did before we started this or why we started this journey of ours. Anything. Oh, Cindy. Thanks, Cindy. Cindy wants to know what our favorite national park is.
In the U.S. or in the non-U.S.?
Cindy? I think we should do both. I think we should do both.
That's okay, because we've only been to one in Canada.
And for those that don't know, it's National Park Week. So it's a good time to talk about national parks. And even though we can't be in them right now, we do have many favorites. And it's also Earth Day. So Earth Day is a great thing to celebrate as well, to celebrate probably how much better Earth is right now without all of us out
with
there.
The coronavirus and not many people, using vehicles and the smog and pollution. And unfortunately, it shut the economy down, but it's kind of given Mother Earth some time to breathe. And hopefully we will learn from that. One thought I had was maybe we carpool once a week, 1 week a month, or companies start busing people, mass transiting people, or cities start doing more of that. Even they can operate the buses on natural gas, which is cleaner, not fossil fuel. So there's actually, I think, some good that's going to come out of this.
Yeah.
So we should answer Cindy's.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, we're going to answer Cindy's question, but Craig's trying to save the world and save Earth, and I love that about him. So we're okay with that. So favorite, and maybe we should do it separately. I'm going to do it separately and see if we come up with the same answer. And you can't change your answer. So, wow, that's really hard now that I think about it. Okay, so I'd say Bryce Canyon and Zion are like tied for me. I don't know. They were major, like, oh my gosh, could there be anything so beautiful in the United States? And they're so vastly different. And I think that's why I'm picking one of each, because you have the red sandstone of Bryce Canyon with all the hoodoos. We've shared a lot of pictures of those. And then Zion is just, it's green and beautiful. And actually my friend Cindy, who's on, she and I have been watching sunsets and sunrises in Zion recently. So it's made me miss it a lot lately. And then I was going to say we've only been to one national park in Canada, but we've been to 3, Yoho. Yeah, so we've actually been to 4, as a matter of fact, in Canada. So 4 in Canada, Tracy. I know you asked how many. So I'd say Banff in Canada, only because that's the one we have explored the most this past year. We stayed in Banff. So we actually camped there, and it was just so beautiful, and so much hiking, and so many turquoise lakes that are glacier fed, and just took my breath away. So that would be it. And then as far as national parks, darn, I had the number. We've been to 27, I think.
In the US.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out for sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's about where we're at. So what about you, honey? Any different ones?
It's a hard decision. There's so many great ones in the United States, and I've traveled quite a bit for my job, always flown over a lot of places, but this is really the first time that we drove, got to explore. I have to go with Grand Canyon. It is just so wow. I mean, just so amazing. And you really need, in my opinion, a couple weeks to really do it justice, even if not more time. We were there for 1 week. Mm-hmm. We did a sunset, did a sunrise, but there's so much hiking you can do around the rim, and it's just, the views are incredible. And Tina actually surprised me with a helicopter ride while we were there, which was pretty freaking amazing, because she's scared of heights, and she overcame those fears. And again, and as far as Canada, I would have to say Banff as well. The Canadian Rockies are just incredible. We wanted to make it further north. We got up to Athabasca Glacier, on the Icefield Parkway.
That was in Jasper National Park, so we kind of dipped our toe in Jasper, but just so much more to do up there.
It's sad, incredibly sad to know that we started off with over 150 glaciers, and now through time we're only down to 25, 26 glaciers
in Glacier National Park. Is that
just total in glaciers, due to the global warming and the melting and receding of the glaciers. Mm-hmm. We were Athabasca, and they had signs posted every year where the glacier was, and you could see how it receded. So it's pretty crazy.
So Michelle, you agreed to Bryson Zion, and then I would have said Grand Canyon
close third.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they each have their own very cool attributes. So to pick one is very, very tough.
But I think, too, Grand Canyon, at least for me, will always hold a special place in my heart because I feel like it was this is Carter, by the way, if you haven't met him. Show him your fat lip, Carter. Yes, buddy. Poor buddy. Grand Canyon was, I think, when we first ventured out west in our RV. So it was like the first really big park that we went to. Yeah. And just, was like, oh my gosh. And so it was just the beginning of so many amazing things that we did. So it's going to always be special, I think, for that reason. So love it. Love it.
So Larry had a question there. Third year is full-time RVers. I mean, a little background. We started full-time RVing in 2017. We downsized from a 4,000 square foot house to a 400 square foot RV. We had campers in the past, but this was our first fifth wheel, which we absolutely love. So much room. Biggest challenge, I guess initially it was backing it in, to different spots. Every time because she would make the plans and schedule the campgrounds. So then secretly in my head, I'm going like, hope we have a pull through. Hope we have a pull through. Hope we have a pull through.
You never specifically asked me to get one, though.
But then once we got to
faith in you,
to maneuvering it and everything, then it was just, I hope there's enough room. Because when you have a 40-foot fifth wheel and a 15-foot truck and you start swinging it around, you have to have a lot of room to get that bad boy in there. And we can go 90 degrees. I have a slider hitch in the bed of the truck. I have an F250 with they call it a short bed, 6 3/4 foot bed. But I figured I would pay the extra couple $100 to save myself $5,000 if I smacked the cab of my pickup truck. So it's actually served us very well. I don't have to get out. It's automatic. So it's, to me, that was the biggest challenge. And sometimes now it's come down to water pressure in your parks.
Only since we came here is it got really bad.
We have an on-demand hot water tank, so that it's a tankless hot water system. So when you turn the water on hot, the propane fires up, and it's all a variable of water pressure and temperature of the water. So if you have cold water and you have good water pressure, your water temperature is not going to be as hot. And Tina likes hot showers. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we were in Banff up there when it was cold, we did struggle to get some hot water for showers. Mm-hmm. Now, since we're here in Florida, the water pressure is low, and the water temperature is actually hot, warmer, just the ground temperature. So we had scalding hot water. So after 3 years of full-time RVing, it's come to the point where we will fill up our fresh water tank and use our onboard water pump to provide sufficient water pressure for the hot water tank, and showering's great.
Yeah. And so the first people I think of when he says that are Cindy and Barrett, who are watching right now, other full-time RVers. And I remember in Michigan, we're like, you use your water tank all the time? Well, Cindy, I now get it. So I get it in a different way. So I think that's pretty cool. My biggest challenge, I know Tracy asked that because you talked about yours. So there's different things based upon what we're talking about. So talking about water, it's a challenge not having a bathtub, especially when it's cold out and I just want to soak in the tub.
That's a want to have.
That's a want to have, but
it's not a challenge.
Some days it's a challenge and my muscles are sore and I just want to sit with my glass of wine in the bathtub. So I'd say the other thing, because I do the travel planning. Sorry, not a lot. I do all of our travel planning.
True story, and you're very good at it.
Thank you. So I think the biggest thing is where to go, where to stay, how to know that you're going to have cell signal, so that we can work, because we work. Even though Craig was off last year, we have to have Wi-Fi and we have to, operate that way. So that's, I think, one of the biggest challenges, but there's actually a lot of resources out there for full-time RVers, if you just find them. And I think in the beginning that was a challenge. And it was also a challenge too, because of how long do we stay, right? Somewhere.
Well, in the beginning, we were moving
way too much.
Yes,
we were moving once a week, and then it was like, we're
killing ourselves
pace anymore. We need to, but it's so hard because you want to see
so
everything
much out there to
and
see.
do
it's so
everything.
Incredible.
So,
I would definitely recommend this lifestyle to anybody.
Yeah. Oh, we have, if anybody were to ask if we have any regrets, no, I have zero regrets. The only regret I have right now, and it has nothing to do with our decisions, but that we can't go see people that we love right now, and that's hard. The big reason we started this was, besides exploring and going, as many places as we could and to see everything, is we equally wanted to be able to connect with people more, and I feel like we've done that, but now we're stalled, just like everybody. So we're not.
But through our 3 years travel, we've met up with cousins, high school friends, good friends, everything in between, you name it. And something else we've come to realize is, if you schedule a week in one place and you find that that's not enough time, you write it down, you note that, and then you're going to have to come back. Because there are some places that you could spend a month there, and which we have. Durango, Colorado is incredible, and we spent 5 weeks there. So, and then that's when your friends have the opportunity to come visit you and sleep on the couch.
Which some of you on here have done, so that's awesome. And Larry, I love your idea of a hot tub on top of the home. And don't think we haven't thought about it. This engineer right here, so he's always wheels are turning. Or I'm just so used to that, so I'll be like, do you think we can make this happen? Make this work? Or that happen? How do we rig this up? Because here's what I want and need, and you need to provide it for me.
Right.
So.
The thing I miss the most, and it's manageable, is a garage. I did all the work on my vehicles, other people's vehicles, tinkering, just puttering around in the garage. And just like now, you only have a limited space and weight to carry certain tools that you have to have. So you kind of have to pick and choose. So
then we get somewhere and you wish you had the tool. But you know what? We have really found that this community is so amazing. And when we are somewhere and we need something, we go to the office, we go to the next door neighbor. They're always great.
Or you get Bill Reniker to give you his Craftsman tool set.
Yes. So we have some questions. Let's get back to questions.
Sorry.
Okay, we're having fun. Thanks for joining, Meg. I'm glad that you love our stories and adventures. We love sharing them. So that's so great. Yes, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Yes, we had so much fun there with you guys, Tracy and Bill. So Michelle Warnke has a question. If either of you had to live this life on your own, would it be easier to manage a solo lifestyle in an RV or in a permanent fixed home? Wow. I think it's probably different for
I think it all
a man
depends
versus
on
a
the
woman.
person's mindset.
Maybe not.
There's
Maybe
a
not.
lot of single women out there
because you're a kick-ass woman, Michelle, doing it. So
maybe you don't go as big as a fifth wheel. Go to with a travel trailer with slides, and then just learning to back it in. And any of the major RV parks these days, just like here, Jeannie met us in her golf cart, took us back to the site, and the first thing she said is, "I'm going to help you back in. Make me look good."
I forgot about that.
So there's always somebody there to help you. I mean, these people go through it every day. KOA Park's the same way, but
or if they're not helping you, they're staring out the blinds like this,
just to see
what's going on out there when you're sitting. Yeah, we do sometimes. But
it all depends what you want, Michelle. If you want to be able to pick up and go and see different places, then a travel trailer or even a small motorhome might be good.
Yeah, so there's a huge community out there of solo travelers. They have groups, they have meetups, they help each other out. Like even in the RV Entrepreneur Summit that we've attended, they had separate meetups during that time and actually talks about, how to handle being solo and traveling. And so I think it's a lot easier now than it probably used to be. And I would, to go along the lines of what you said, I would probably do a Class C, like a small Class C or a camper van. They call those Class Bs. So it's just, if, and I think we had this discussion recently, which is, would we have done this if we weren't doing it together, or if something happened to one of us or whatever? And I would feel comfortable in a van, like that type of thing, or a Class C, which Class C has like a bed over, like you drive it and it's a vehicle chassis, right?
Van chassis, typically.
Yeah, so it's very comfortable and easy for backing up. It's kind of like a vehicle. So
it all depends what kind of camping you want to do. If you want to go out west where there's a lot of BLM land, Bureau of Land Management land, where you can stay, I think different states have different requirements, but maybe 14 days and then you have to move so far away, or 30 days, you have to move so far away. Do you want to have full hookups of sewer, water, cable, electric, or the total opposite extreme is nothing, where you have to take your own water, you have to provide your own power, whether that's a generator or whether you install solar and then have a battery bank that you can run off of that. So there's actually quite a few options there, Michelle. And knowing you and being as venturous as you are, like us, you probably want to get out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, because you take amazing pictures. So I think you would have a great time. So Connie asked, do you always have reservations or do you sometimes just wing it? And so I'm a planner.
Yes and yes.
Yes. I'm a huge planner. And in the beginning, I was plan, from this step to this step to this step, and really no wiggle room in between. And while that works, for the most part, where it really bit us in the ass, so to speak, is when we had our rig break down. Our leaf spring broke. We were in South Dakota and we were on our way to Denver, actually, to spend time with our youngest daughter who had just moved there. And thankfully we didn't get very far down the road, but
that was the second time.
The lesson, right. But the lesson learned with that for me was to not be so planny, to have
don't freak out over it.
Well, besides that, we're talking about travel planning, so I think I just spit all over the screen. Anyway, what happened was we had to reroute mail, we had to cancel reservations, and there were fees involved. So it's a fine line, right? Because if you don't have reservations also, there's so many more people living this lifestyle that, and this was before we had solar and things like that. Right. So we had to rely upon being in a campground and being hooked up to power and water and things like that. But I think the way that we're, building up the rig to be more self-sufficient will enable us to be more flexible once we're on the road again after Craig's work assignment down here in Florida is done. So
it's nice to have a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
Plus there are other options out there.
Yeah.
The bottom of the rung option is the Walmart parking lot, or a lot of Cracker Barrels have bus and RV parking.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's something out there called Harvest Host. That's wineries,
Yeah.
breweries.
That's our favorite.
Yeah, I mean, for a minimal amount a year, all they ask is that you patronize whatever place you're at. It's
Mhm.
very cool, and it's a little more safe than Walmart.
Yeah. So a little of both, Connie, I think, is what I've started to feel more comfortable with doing and filling in between. And especially if there's something going, you're really loving an area that you're in, and now you have to move on. So is there more exploring you want to do? And I just think we're going to be slower in that process when we.
And what's
go
very
cross
cool
country
is,
again.
you typically, the people you meet up with, you swap cards, you get contact information. Hey, if you're ever in the area, or there's even
Oh, cat.
Sorry. There's even
They get
people out
scared
there
me
that
more
will
than
offer up their land. They will. So there's
Get over
communities, Facebook communities, that someone will say, "Hey, I have 10 acres and I have spots," and
Yeah.
some people even say, "Yeah, I have electric." So there's a
something.
large community. And I told some lady who's they were. What happened?
Oh, nuts.
They
There
were
you are. Sorry, the
embarking on
screen
their-
went away.
embarking on their journey, and I said, don't be afraid. I said, there's a whole community out there that you can tap into.
Yeah. And I think so, Tracy, I think we answered your question about sharing for tools and stuff. I think just in the RV parks that we go to, it's just kind of like an unwritten
It's not
rule
like
in
it's
this community,
advertised.
so-
You just walk over to your neighbor and say, "Yo, what's going on? I need a half-inch socket. You got one?"
Which we did a few times in the last month. So
Yes.
It's worked out. Tracy, have I driven the rig? Yes, actually, after we were up with you in the Upper Peninsula at your sister's, I did drive
Down the highway.
on the straight and narrow
Yeah,
in
we
the
got
Upper
off in a rest
Peninsula.
area, and then she pulled back off onto the highway, and
Yeah. And
she did very well.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought. So of course I didn't, although I did pull over then when we switched again before
Right.
we got closer to the RV park that we were going to, just because I was nervous about turning. I mean, I'd like to do it more in a big parking lot or something like that, just to get used to that. But it just felt like there was nothing behind me. I was very surprised to be pulling 16,000 pounds or something.
Yeah, next time the RV GPS takes us down a dead end street, I'm going to say, "Hey, your turn to drive."
Which it's done. That's a whole other story. Okay. You gotta watch that, man. GPSs. We even have a specific RV GPS, and it wanted us in Banff to turn down a road that went nowhere. And thankfully, we were like, "What's going on down that road?"
Right.
And
Advance. So Tracy, to your question, you don't have to work at the winery. It's $65 a year, and then the guy that has taken it over, Joe Holland, who's the CEO, we met him at the RVE Summit 2 years ago, has done amazing, phenomenal job with it. Golf courses, added a lot more venues. But all you do is you call them in advance and say, "Hey, we want to come there such and such a night." Typically it's one night stays. Sometimes they're very generous, very nice. And they'll say, "We were in Paladura Canyon in Texas at a winery," and the guy's like, "You can stay a few days, and here's
hookups,
full hookups."
Yeah, electric,
so
water.
You belong to Harvest Host, and then what you have then is availability of all those different sites to stay. And we stayed at mostly wineries. Geez, I don't know how many, but everybody is so nice. Just park in the grass, just park where there's room.
Mhm.
In Minnesota, we parked, butted up to a lake, got it between two trees. They're like, "Hey, you can back it in there." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no problem." So you don't have to work. All they ask is that you go patronize, whether they sell food or buy a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
It's amazing. And I was going to say something. Oh, if anyone's interested, I can send you a link to get 15% off your membership. So let me know.
See you, Cindy.
Bye, Cindy. Thanks for joining. And I think it's funny that all my friends who I've planned trips with or for all said definitely what a planner I am. So it's absolutely true.
Definitely works.
And I got a hi Nana and Grandpa from Kennedy. Hi Kennedy Rose. Sweet little granddaughter is watching.
We don't sing.
So excited.
We don't sing songs though. Like
let it go, let it go. So
Frozen.
Anyway,
sorry, we digress.
It's all good. Love you, Kennedy. But can you what were you talking about? Tracy just said, but can you?
Oh, work if you want to, probably. If you want to spend some time there and maybe talk to them, and it's not out of the realm of possibility.
There's separate programs, Tracy, called work camping. And so there's websites out there, Facebook pages that people post if they have jobs available. And that's how a lot of people afford to full-time RV, because they're going from campground to campground. Like our friends Michelle and Corey just pulled into West Yellowstone right now, and he's actually going to work in the park all summer. And even though everything's shut down, they still let him come and just hang out at the campground.
Larry, there. Just for you, prior to that, he was working at a baseball field.
Yeah, he did spring training in Arizona.
Baseball complex. Yep, he would send pictures every day, sitting in the stands.
Yeah. So it's there's a lot you can do with this lifestyle. So that's a great question. And people wonder how to afford this lifestyle. And there's some people that's pretty much what they do. They're going from campground to campground, national park to national park, working. Right. And in exchange for working, they get a place to stay and get to freaking be on the edge of the Grand Canyon or something. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so what else, guys? What other questions do you have for us? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if this is beneficial, if you want to tell your friends about it, somebody that, wants to get into this or is doing this, and, they would like us to do this again, we can definitely set it up.
He keeps shaking the table. Sorry if you see our screen shaking. So yes, we are here to help. And actually we're looking for ways to help more, to help people with understanding this lifestyle, but also just, it doesn't have to be this lifestyle. How I'm looking at it now for our page, our Freeze Will Ever Be page, and the business that I'm building is about living an intentional life. And we're just choosing RVing as being our avenue for living an intentional life. But it just means only living with what you need and not over consuming, and, giving yourself time back in your day. If you don't have to clean a huge house, do you really need a big house like that, and things like that. So, we might be doing more of these sessions just to talk about things like that. So, okay, there's questions building. Craig's like, do it.
Well, no, Tracy asked if we missed. Sorry, Bill, we must have missed your fishing question. You have to scroll up.
Okay. Bill. I don't see from your husband, Bill. Okay. Can you?
Yeah, we don't see it, Trace. Can you
ask it again? So, sorry. And then, sorry about that.
So Michelle's question is, as far as, what's an annual budget? You pretty much hit the nail on the head. It all depends what kind of camping you want to do and to what extent. So, like I was saying before, do you want to have full hookups? Do you want to fill up your water tank at the local gas station, or in the RV park itself? They typically have fresh water fill-ups. A lot of state parks have that. But if you go to private RV parks, that can vary. Like right now, we're paying $500 a month because we're long-term rental plus electric. State parks were as low as maybe $25 to and up.
When we stayed in Banff, that was Canadian
Tunnel
dollars.
Mountain
was like, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the picture here, assuming you're seeing that. So it was about $200 a week Canadian. So you could stay in that beautiful place with the mountains with full hookups and for just a little more than what we're spending here on a monthly rate. So really and that's a great question, Michelle. And actually I wrote it down because it's been something I've been wanting to do a blog post about. So I think that would be helpful for people to understand. I can break down like what our average monthly expenses are, depending on how much, like you said, the variables, how much you travel, how much you're spending on fuel,
right,
and then how much running around you're doing while you're there. If it's cold and you're buying propane, your Wi-Fi, your internet, and your fixed costs like that.
Yeah, so, taking your RV vehicle cost out of it, your park rent would be your biggest expense on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Unless you're stuck in a COVID virus situation like us and your grocery bills skyrocket to
like
$1,200 a month.
Yeah, like everybody. But there's right. So many people living this life that never stay in RV parks. But it's out west that you have to do that more. There is not a lot of boondocking, public land opportunity in the east. Not that we've found, and people have searched. So, I mean, we have nice situations when we go visit family, like we go see Kennedy up in Pennsylvania, and, we can stay in our son's driveway and hook up to his power and his water. And then another it's called mooch stocking.
Mooch stocking, by the way.
Our other daughter's driveway too. So we have those advantages. So, but we can talk more about that, Michelle. Like I said, I'm working on a post. So, yes. So, and at least there's a lot you can do and still enjoy renovation projects in the camper. Yes, I have been renovating. As you can see, we have like a barn door back there, and we've taken the trim off and did some things. And now I think with staying here for a little bit, I'm going to do some painting. So look forward to that.
Okay.
He whatever. He just wants to live in this box and doesn't care how it's decorated, but that's a typical guy usually. So anyway.
Yes, Larry, this virus is limiting our travels.
Yes, Michelle, you can
come
visit.
We're in lockdown.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Michelle. Yes. Ring us, and we welcome visitors anytime. We love hosting guests. We have asked a couple people on here. They've slept on the really comfortable. Well, maybe they'll tell you it's not comfortable, but they told us it was comfortable. The blow up, the king size blow up mattress.
Well, that was one of the renovation projects where we're sitting right now on the back, looking out the back window of our camper. Used to be a couch that went all the way, and then it folded out into a king size bed. We took that out because we wanted a work area. So we now have the plush queen size pillow top blow up mattress.
So, yeah. And as Craig was saying, yes, the virus is limiting our travels because even though we're stationary in the RV, we had some long weekend trips planned because we want to explore Florida more. And there's a lot of springs around here. We want to do kayaking and things like that. So, on the other side, we're very happy to be in a park where we had long-term reservations because a lot of full-time RVers, because of parks closing, like this park here was closed to anybody new coming in. They canceled their reservations if they had them. State parks have closed, so many places. So we are very fortunate that we were here. Yeah.
We got here the beginning of January.
Yeah. So Meg, yes, do you anticipate this lifestyle becoming more prominent as a result of the virus and the impact that it's had? And it's interesting you would say that. My friend Cindy, who was on, she's been doing some Instagram lives every day, just talking to people in different parts of the country. And we all think, and some of them are RVers, we all think that it's going to become more popular. And especially this next year, that we think that people are going to not want to be going to Europe and traveling overseas until, we get a vaccine for this virus. So I anticipate it will ignite. I mean, production is shut down right now in a lot of the manufacturing plants, but I feel like it's going to take off.
So are you necessarily saying full-time or as
no,
a vacation?
just all of it. Probably
Okay.
full-time,
Okay.
but also just traveling within the United States as families versus traveling overseas. People that would do that a lot.
Yeah, it's scary times right now, unfortunately.
So, Tracy, Bill wanted to know if we were near a good fishing spot now. He hasn't been fishing yet, Trace. We only fish with Bill.
Yes, there's a good fishing spot, Bill, right out there.
We should fish more.
The back window, there's a quarry out there, and actually there was a guy in a boat out there today. The problem is we have to fight off the eagles. They come in and swoop in and take the fish from us. So,
and that's
very challenging.
It's a good problem to have. I'm enjoying the eagles so much.
I have my fishing rods, Bill, and I'll be honest with you, I got them out 0 times in 3 years.
We need you, Bill.
Unfortunately, yes. We're always off hiking and exploring and stuff like that, which is just an excuse, but yeah.
So, Ryan, love this. Do you have experience with camping in sub-zero temps?
We do.
Yes, in your driveway, dude, and you know that. So we made the mistake of being in, well, it wasn't a mistake. Kennedy's christening was going to be in January. And yeah, we wanted to spend time with family up there, although we didn't intend to be up there. We don't normally intend to be up there in the winter, but it was -9 degrees.
What we did then, we were very warm and cozy inside. There was no issues with the heat. It was all with the water. So if we would have just filled up the water tank, unhooked the hose, put it in the garage or in the basement, whatever.
There's a lesson
and just
learned.
do that periodically, we wouldn't have any issues. But then again, there are certain landlords that hook up your water hose to the hot water line in their house.
Ryan Beam.
Ding, 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 ding.
Like, why is the water so hot? Love you, Ryan. Okay, so yeah, our liquor bill is skyrocketing too. We're lucky, Michelle, because up in Pennsylvania, I know that the liquor stores have been closed, but we can go to Total Wine here, not a problem. We wear our masks, and actually we stocked up before, so there's priorities, right? Thanks for Larry. He agreed that our accommodations were good. So Larry, how long do you see yourselves living this lifestyle? Till we don't want to anymore.
We get that question a lot. Yeah, we're not. If we could do a lot more exploring, I mean, that's what this is made for. That's what this lifestyle, in my opinion, is for. So we'll be stationary here for a couple years.
Stop it. He keeps saying that.
Don't foresee us stopping anytime soon because there's just too many places out there to see.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I do foresee happening is like a part-time home base and maybe something that we can rent out when we're not there and it be an investment.
I'm going to get that trailer. We're going to tow behind the fifth wheel, put a clawfoot bathtub on it. We're ready to roll.
It's going to make me not want to not live this life because we love this life. So
yeah.
And there's so much more we want to see, like some of our big trips once we're done with this stationary life here in Florida for a little bit is, we want to go across the southern United States and then up the coast of California, Oregon, Washington, and then Alaska. Right. We want to spend a summer in Alaska. So that's definitely on the list.
Yeah, there's, to me, I'm assuming to us, there's not enough downside to stop doing this at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it just looks different, right? Like like when we do fully retire, or he does, and I'm still working on my business, that
she supports me.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'd be okay with that. We want to go to Europe, and I see us camper vanning in Europe. So
New Zealand,
and
Australia.
New Zealand, and New Zealand's a big one. A lot of full-time RVers go there, and they just come back changed. Like they cannot say enough great. There's not enough adjectives to describe how wonderful it was for them. So there's a lot that we want to do. So it might just look differently, that we have a part-time base and then we do things like that for long stretches of time. Or, boating isn't out of the realm of possibilities. There's so many.
We want to go around the Cape of South Africa sometime.
Did I really? Is that what we're doing? Oh, Antarctica. Oh my gosh. I just saw videos recently. Full-time travelers we follow on YouTube in Antarctica, and I'm like, we need to go
That's
there.
A whole nother realm.
Okay, so there's just so many other things that we want to do. So we'll just this lifestyle affords us to do that, and that's the whole point of intentional living, right? Like, what is your dream? What makes you happy? And how can you afford to make that happen? So are there certain things we sacrificed having the large house so we could live, a bigger life. So it's just
bigger house, more stuff you buy to fill all the nooks and crannies, and then you bust your ass trying to get rid of it.
What wouldn't you do in a tent, Tracy? You said we did that in our tent. I'm sorry.
Probably
because I'm not seeing.
Camping.
Yeah. What did
Winter
Ryan say?
Camping.
That it would freeze by the time it got to the camper.
Well, you should have checked with the camper owner first. No problem.
Hey, Kathleen. Kathleen says, hey. How do you deal with medical, dental, etc.? Great question.
Don't get sick.
Well, yeah, there's that. But, we are getting older, unfortunately, need to go to the doctors more. It's so funny because we know a lot of younger full-time RVers, and, they do these cheapo plans and they never go to the doctors and all that. And I'm like, yeah, we're just in a different boat. So we, in the beginning,
we struggled with, didn't when I had a full-time job.
Yeah. So he had a full-time job up until last January, and then we lost our benefits. So we had regular benefits. We would go back to Charlotte enough to visit kids and, visit our family and friends in Charlotte where we most recently lived. And we would schedule all our doctor's appointments, do our maintenance things and all of that. And then most people on here know this, but Ryan, I'm looking at Ryan's name. Craig lost his job last February, March. So, during that period, we had to research some other options, and we went with, it's kind of like a share plan. It was through the Family Motor Coach Association.
Yeah, I don't know that I go full share plan, but basically the onus is on the person that is insured to do the homework, do the paperwork, look for the lowest cost procedures, lowest cost prescription. Mm-hmm. And they provided you with all the tools to do that. So it was very cool. There was a concierge type person. You had any questions, you just call them up and ask them. Mm-hmm. So that was to cover major type stuff. And it was actually very inexpensive. Very surprised.
Yeah.
For the two of us.
Right.
Yeah. Versus Cobra at $2,100 a month.
But they wouldn't cover, so you had a pre-existing condition
after 1 year.
Right. So if anybody wants more information about that, now you have to be a member of the Motor Coach Association, but anybody can join.
Cost.
I don't know that you need to even have an RV, but so is that how most full-timers do it, going back to their home base? You mean to go to the doctors? Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah. But a big thing that's become popular, and now even more so through this virus, is telemed. So, in fact, Cindy was just talking about that on her Instagram Live the other day, that, she telemeds with a doctor. You show them the rash, the tear, or whatever's going on, or give them your symptoms. She said they even look down your throat and and things like that. So like you must have to put your mouth like way up there. So, stop. Anyway, so
yes, it's amazing
there's
what
a
they
mix.
can do.
There's a mix, Tracy, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of them do that. Like Liberty Health Shares, some of them are faith-based
Right.
programs,
but it's a
that
pool
are out
of
there,
money.
and yeah, it's a pool of money.
But even now with the coronavirus going on, more and more doctors are saying we can do the video chat, or we can do the phone conversation versus coming into the doctor's office. So, you know, this might just be a way of getting there sooner. I mean, as far as video chats, telemed, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and gosh, you know, a big part of this lifestyle is being able to work remote, and look how many companies have just completely changed their systems and everything just to be able to handle this coronavirus. And he was having to go into the office, which is why we're stationary here, and we're just really hoping, I'm really hoping through this situation that they will see that
Truly
Craig
remote.
is a great remote worker and can, you know, be motivated and do that, where some people are really struggling with it, and that's okay. Like some people really need the office environment.
Right, and there are technologies out there to keep you connected, such as, you know, Wi-Fi boosters, cell phone boosters, things like that. And obviously you have your hotspots, but you have to have a cell signal to make it work. So like when we were in Utah, the southwestern corner, we had no signal. We have Verizon, no signal. So I put my antenna up, still didn't get a signal. So I have my extension pole I washed my rig with. I extended it as far as I could, took it to the top of my ladder and duct taped it on there to get it as high as I could. And then we got 2 bars because the Verizon tower was on the other side of the mountain. So there is technology out there to keep you connected.
Mm-hmm. Love having an engineer around. It's pretty awesome. I forgot to say happy birthday, Stacy. Stacy, what? Happy birthday. We got married on her birthday in St. Thomas. Her Earth Day birthday. 18 years ago. I texted Stacy earlier and I said we should do a 20-year reunion there. Like
works for me.
All of us. Let's do it.
Maybe Kenny Chesney can serenade us.
I don't think we can get the RV there, but we can rent a really big house or something like that. But things to look forward to. In this situation, you really need things to look forward to. In fact, that's kind of how we spent yesterday, thinking about our anniversary and knowing that we're used to traveling on our anniversary. It's like we do a long weekend or something. We just always celebrate it, especially because we got married on an island in another, you know, it was an adventure too, right? So we kind of started out in adventure mode. And so we're like, okay, well, let's at least use this time to dream about where we want to go when we can. So,
for me, yeah, I mean, I hope everyone's staying healthy physically and mentally, because it is pretty easy in these times to get down. I think I was going through a little depression just because, yes, we're full-time RVing, we're in an RV park, but we can't go explore. We can't go do anything, whether it's check out the local cuisine, the local breweries, there's a lot of springs around here. I want to get certified scuba diving. So you just have to be wary of that and just let people know. And every once in a while, you just kind of have to bust out and go for a drive.
Like we did over the weekend.
Yeah, like that.
We drove 2 hours for sushi.
Some good sushi.
And we ate on a picnic table with nobody around. Watched the lake, which was amazing. Drove around and saw all the cool places in that town we want to go back to.
Mount Dora, Florida.
Yeah. It was a cute little town.
Yeah,
so maybe that'll be our anniversary trip. I don't know. But Tracy's going to go to the bed and breakfast this weekend, otherwise known as the front room. So yeah,
Bill's going fishing.
Bill's going fishing. That's awesome. So Larry, you guys are in for the 20th anniversary St. Thomas adventure. I don't know. I feel like I said it out loud. It needs to happen. It's Awesome. Any other questions out there? This has been so great. I can't believe it's been almost an hour. We'll wrap up soon, but yes. Hi, Julie. How are you? Yeah, Sushi by the Lake was the best. I don't know why we don't do that more often.
And amazingly enough, there was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan sitting on the bench next to us. So there.
Yeah. We talked to him from a distance. Yes. And their masks on. You have to take your mask off to eat, though. So I don't know how you can do that. But
we were more than 6 feet away.
Definitely good for mental health to just get out. Yeah. We took the long way there and the long way back, and we weren't in a hurry, and so it was good.
Yeah.
Made us feel good. So what all are you guys doing to pass the time and keep yourself sane, so to speak?
You can only binge watch so many episodes until they're gone.
I know. We just finished Better Call Saul last night, so we need to find something else. Thanks, Meg. You're going to dump your house. Hey, we need to talk. So you reach out. I'm here for you. So whatever you need. I know Meg's looking at changing up her lifestyle, so it's great. We haven't looked back.
Yeah, went to the local store. When was it? Last weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Saturday. Got a brisket. We're going to throw on the smoker this weekend and have some beef brisket. Big enough to put stuff in the freezer, too.
Oh, yeah. Wish y'all were here because it's freaking huge. So, anyway.
That would be cool.
Julie, yes, I have purposely waited until all the Outlanders have dropped before I watch them because I feel like I want to binge then this last season. So hopefully it's really good like all the other seasons. Come on, Meg, you can do it. You don't have to just live through us. We can make it happen. So I meet with 6 neighbors nightly in the alley. I love this, Michelle. 10 feet apart. We all bring our own chair and our own drink and just connect with each other. We see some of that in the RV park because there's people that have been here, full time for a long time.
We went biking
they
the
have
other
circles
night.
And they block off the whole road.
To turn down one of the streets and it's like a big circle of people there. It's like, can't get down there.
Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. You have to read the what do you do?
How often do you have to water that rigatoni, Larry, to keep it so it doesn't dry out?
Oh, rigatoni. Larry's a pasta guy, for those that don't know. He could eat pasta breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert.
He's Italian.
And nice snack. He's Italian, That's great.
Tina's so happy she got her her order of Cave B Viognier from Washington State yesterday.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite wineries. It's right beside the Gorge Amphitheater. You all know we're huge, most of you know, huge Dave Matthews Band fans, and we've been there, 4 times? 5 times?
I think 4.
And the winery, just this last time we RV'd there, which was amazing, and we went over and got the Viognier. So I thought I would support them and ordered 6 of them. I really wanted a case, but would have broken the bank. So
we've tried to patronize the local takeout places too, ordering out, going and picking it up. I think Tina found her pizza place here in the area, Paisano's.
He put sauce in it. He puts sauce in it. That's how he gets it to. Hi, Pam. Hey, cuz. And Debbie, the Outlander books, I probably should do that because I love the show so much. So Connie does happy hour once a week. We do that too on Fridays through Zoom. Tracy said she played Pictionary on Zoom. So that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah. I kind of did what last week I did, like trivia and just would you rather this or that kind of question. So that was fun. You learn about each other too. Oh, Michelle has Michelle has a rigatoni food truck that needs to be in your future, Larry. I was going to actually call and see if some food trucks would come in our neighborhood. Now that you said that, Michelle, it's like, come on, because we're a gated community. But I'm sure if we all said, hey,
Right.
We'll all order on such and such a day that they would come. Oh, it's not literal. Okay, Michelle. Well, that was fun to think it was. Larry, I think that's something you should do. Rigatoni food truck.
You got the apron and the hat and the mustache for it.
This was so fun. Thanks, guys. Hey, we're coming up on an hour. I don't want to, take any more of your time, but hopefully you felt it was beneficial and fun to hang out. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was so fun. So maybe we'll do it again. And if you have any more questions or comments, this will be up on our Facebook page, so you can add comments and I will get back to you. And I'll probably go through and answer some of them anyway, because it's kind of hard when you're talking and doing it at the same time.
Yeah, if you have any friends you think would be interested, doing the lifestyle, want to do the lifestyle, absolutely let them know.
Yeah, share our page and, have them reach out to us. So we'd be more than happy to do that. So thank you, guys. We had fun. Stay safe, stay well, and keep dreaming about what we're going to be doing after this. So awesome. Yes. Right. Happy anniversary. Cheers to us.
Love you guys. Thank you.
All right. Bye.